Today, I want to start with a very simple equation. What is 1 plus 1? If you answer 2, you're correct in mathematics. But in biology, especially when we talk about blood circulation and male vitality after 50, sometimes 1 plus 1 can equal 10 or even 20. Sounds hard to believe. Then think about this. Why do some men drink apple cider vinegar every morning for months, yet notice almost no change in their bodies? And with the very same ingredients, other men feel warmer circulation, more stable energy, and a clear improvement in blood flow. The difference isn't in the amount, it's in the way things are combined. And that's exactly what we're going to explore today. After the age of 50, many people begin paying closer attention to their bodies. Blood pressure is no longer as stable as it used to be. Cholesterol rises. Blood sugar fluctuates unpredictably. Sexual vitality declines. Circulation slows down. Hands and feet feel cold. And the morning signal is no longer as strong. They turn to apple cider vinegar as a simple solution. 1 tablespoon every morning, mixed with warm water, taken consistently each day, hoping the body will begin to change. But according to a doctor who specializes in men's health, that approach is simply not enough. She compares it to starting a Ferrari with no fuel in the tank. The engine still runs. The sound is powerful, but the car cannot move. The issue is not the apple cider vinegar. The issue is expecting a single solution to repair a system that is weakened on multiple levels. After 50, the body doesn't change for just one reason. At least three major systems begin to decline at the same time. The circulatory system, which determines whether blood flow is strong enough to reach even the smallest vessels. The metabolic system, which controls blood sugar, visceral fat, and the energy of every cell. And the vascular endothelial system, which produces nitric oxide, the molecule that allows blood vessels to relax and expand naturally. When all three of these systems are no longer functioning optimally, one drink taken in the morning is unlikely to create a noticeable difference, because what the body truly needs is not a single miracle but coordinated restoration from within. The core principle is this: the human body does not function in isolated parts. It operates as a tightly connected network where each system directly influences the others. When you use only one single ingredient, the effect often stops at one small link in the chain. But when multiple biological mechanisms are activated at the same time, the body begins to shift into a completely different state, a state where it can respond and self-regulate more effectively. Apple cider vinegar acts as an initiating signal in that process. It supports the metabolic environment, helps digestion work more efficiently, and creates better conditions for nutrient absorption. Beetroot provides natural nitrates, the raw material the body uses to produce nitric oxide, a key molecule that helps blood vessels relax and increases blood flow. Ginger and cayenne pepper create a warming effect, stimulating peripheral circulation and encouraging blood to move more actively through tissues. Lemon adds vitamin C and antioxidants, helping protect the inner lining of blood vessels from age-related damage and oxidative stress. Meanwhile, honey supplies a natural source of energy, giving the body the fuel it needs to carry out these processes smoothly. When all these elements are present together, their effects do not simply add up. Better digestion, improved nutrient absorption. Improved absorption, more raw material for nitric oxide production. More nitric oxide, relaxed blood vessels, stronger circulation. Stronger circulation, oxygen, and nutrients delivered more efficiently to cells. This creates a chain reaction. And it is this chain reaction that produces the feeling of warmth in the body, more stable energy, and the changes many people begin to notice over time. The effect does not come from any single ingredient alone. It comes from the way they support one another. That is also why the same formula, when combined in the right proportions and used at the right time, can trigger a very different response in the body compared to taking each ingredient separately. Within this circulation matrix, each ingredient has its own function, like interconnected links in one unified biological system. Apple cider vinegar acts as a metabolic activator. It does not directly cause a dramatic increase in blood flow. However, it helps the body respond more efficiently to insulin, supports blood sugar stability, and may reduce visceral fat accumulation factors that quietly interfere with circulation over time. When the metabolic foundation improves, mechanisms such as vasodilation and oxygen transport can function more smoothly. Beetroot is the true centerpiece of natural nitric oxide production. The rich supply of nitrates in beetroot is converted inside the body through a metabolic pathway into nitric oxide, a signaling molecule that relaxes blood vessel walls, widens their diameter, and allows blood to flow more freely. This is the core mechanism behind noticeable improvements in circulation. Ginger works at the level of microcirculation. It helps warm the body, stimulates blood flow in the smallest vessels, and supports the reduction of low-grade inflammation within vessel walls. When inflammation decreases, vascular elasticity is better preserved, allowing the system to remain flexible rather than gradually stiffening with age. Cayenne pepper creates an almost immediate acceleration effect. Its active compound capsaicin sends signals that stimulate circulation, increase the sensation of warmth, and encourage faster blood movement. If beetroot provides the long-term foundation, cayenne acts like pressing the accelerator for the entire system. Lemon provides protective support for the blood vessel lining. Vitamin C and antioxidants help neutralize free radicals and support collagen production, a key structural component that determines the strength and elasticity of blood vessels. Honey functions as an energy carrier. It helps the body absorb and distribute active compounds more efficiently while promoting steady energy levels. However, for individuals managing blood sugar, the amount used should always be adjusted appropriately. Viewed individually, each ingredient produces only a modest effect, but when combined in the right proportions and at the right time, they form a coordinated circulatory support mechanism, one that works through synergy rather than isolated action. Imagine your circulatory system as a plumbing network that has been running for decades. If you only increase water pressure but never clean the pipes, the flow will still be weak. If you only clean the pipes but don't create enough force, everything still moves slowly. The body works in a very similar way. Apple cider vinegar helps clear the metabolic pathway so internal processes can run more smoothly. Beetroot provides the driving force that strengthens blood flow. Ginger and cayenne bring warmth and activation, encouraging the pipes to widen. Lemon protects the structure of the vessel walls against oxidative damage. Honey delivers quick, usable energy so the entire system doesn't fall into sluggishness. When all of this happens at the same time, the body no longer responds in isolated steps. It shifts into a synchronized state where multiple biological mechanisms are activated together. That is why the effect is not simple addition. It is amplification. You don't just feel a change in one area. You may notice a sense of improved flow throughout the body in energy levels, warmth, and natural responsiveness. If you're still watching at this point, comment 1 below to mark that you understand how this system works through biological synergy. This is the power of systemic coordination, where metabolism, vasodilation, anti-inflammatory support, and vascular protection occur simultaneously rather than separately. Although the synergy mechanism sounds appealing, this formula is not suitable for everyone. First, consider acidity. Both apple cider vinegar and lemon are highly acidic. If you have gastritis, acid reflux, or a sensitive digestive lining, using this mixture on an empty stomach may cause burning discomfort or worsen symptoms. In such cases, proper dilution and taking it after a light meal should be considered. Second, blood sugar response matters. Honey provides quick energy, but it can also cause a rapid rise in blood glucose. For individuals whose diabetes is not well controlled, this may disrupt the metabolic balance they are trying to maintain. Additionally, if you are taking blood pressure medication or vasodilators, the circulation-boosting effect of this formula may lower blood pressure more than expected. This could lead to mild dizziness, fatigue, or feeling unsteady when standing up quickly. For these reasons, this is not a case of the more the better. Listening to your body, starting with a small amount and adjusting based on your real response, is always the key principle. A biological solution only delivers value when it aligns with your individual condition. A safer way to use it. If you decide to try this formula, what matters most is not how much you take, but how wisely and carefully you use it. Start with a very small amount, not to create immediate results, but to give your body time to adapt. Always dilute it in warm water. This helps reduce irritation to the stomach lining and allows the absorption process to happen more gently. Timing is also important. About 15 to 20 minutes after breakfast is generally safer than taking it on an empty stomach. At that point, your digestive system has already been activated, stomach acid is less aggressive, and the active compounds enter the body under more stable conditions. There is no need to use it every day. 2 to 3 times per week is enough to observe how your body responds. How does your energy change? Do your hands and feet feel warmer? Is your sleep quality improving? Does your blood pressure remain steady? You may also begin by using it on people talis, days when your body is more physically active, for example, days when you go for a walk, do light exercise, or spend time moving outdoors. When circulation has already been stimulated by movement, the biological signals from the formula may be received more easily by the body. One small but important detail: sip it slowly rather than drinking it quickly. This allows your digestive system to respond gradually, reduces the risk of burning sensations, and helps you better notice how your body reacts. Remember, the goal is not to create a strong surge, it is to build a sustainable biological signal. After 50, the body responds best to steady rhythm, gentle adjustments, and habits that can be maintained long term, not short term extreme experiments. Who should avoid it? Just because the ingredients are natural does not mean they are suitable for everyone. And this is the part many people overlook when they hear about formulas that are good for circulation. If you have stomach ulcers or severe acid reflux, the acidity of this mixture may further irritate the stomach lining, causing burning sensations, upper abdominal pain, and potentially prolonging inflammation. For individuals with poorly controlled diabetes, honey, even though it is a natural energy source, can still cause a rapid rise in blood sugar if used at the wrong time or in inappropriate amounts. Anyone taking strong, blood-thinning medication should also be especially cautious. Some ingredients may influence blood viscosity or interact with how these medications work, making regulation more unpredictable. If you have recently undergone cardiovascular surgery or are still in the recovery phase, your body needs maximum stability in blood pressure and circulation. Any factor that creates sudden changes, even positive ones, may place unnecessary stress on the system. In these situations, seeking professional medical guidance before trying the formula is a safe and wise step. Remember, a good method is one that fits your personal condition, not simply one that many other people are using. Part 8. Realistic expectations. When your body type is compatible and the formula is used gently and with control, many people begin to notice subtle changes. Not an instant switch-on effect, but a gradual sense of warmth from within. Hands and feet may feel less cold. Afternoon energy may no longer crash as quickly as before. Endurance during physical activity can slowly improve. Breathing may feel steadier, and physiological responses, instead of feeling forced, may begin to return more naturally. But one thing must be made clear: this is not a medication. It cannot replace any medical treatment, and it is certainly not a time-reversing solution that works in just a few weeks. This formula serves only as a supportive signal. It creates more favorable conditions for circulation, metabolism, and the vascular lining to function better within the context of a healthy lifestyle. That means you sleep enough to allow hormones to rebalance. You move your body daily so blood truly circulates. You reduce refined sugar to prevent silent damage to vessel walls. You manage your weight so your heart does not carry unnecessary strain. When these foundational factors are present at the same time, the formula can express its true value, not as a miracle, but as the right piece placed correctly within the larger picture of long-term health. In biology, the right combination does more than create change, it creates amplification. Apple cider vinegar on its own is only a small piece of the puzzle. But when placed in the right context, a body supported by quality sleep, regular movement, stable metabolism, and protected blood vessels, it can become the opening signal for a chain of positive reactions. After 50, what truly matters is no longer searching for a miracle cure that solves everything overnight. The real difference comes from optimizing circulation, the flow of life within the body. Because when blood flows efficiently, the heart no longer works under constant strain. The brain receives enough oxygen to maintain clarity and focus. Physiological responses happen naturally. Instead of feeling forced, and energy remains steady throughout the day instead of rising and crashing unpredictably. This is not a loud or dramatic transformation. It is the quiet feeling of the body returning to its proper rhythm. If you understand that health is not the result of one single solution, but the coordination of many small factors at the right time, then you are already on the right path. If you are currently using apple cider vinegar as part of your daily routine, comment one below so others can learn and share experiences together. And if you want to continue exploring natural mechanisms that support vitality, circulation, and sustainable energy after 50, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Because the journey to better health does not begin with a formula, it begins with understanding your own body correctly.